All right, let's face it. Canadians, they are the funniest people in the world. We've got Jim Carrey, Catherine O'Hara, Mike Myers, Russell Peters. The list goes on. On that list is our next guest, who has been making Canadians and people right around the world laugh for decades. We are talking about Improv King Colin Mochrie, out with a new show that will not only make you laugh, maybe make your heart go, aww. Colin Mochrie, thank you so much for joining us here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Listen, everyone in studio here, when we found out you were coming in, everyone was very, very excited. There's something so beautiful about improv, and you are the king of it. You are improv royalty. You know, anyone who has watched any of your shows, whose line is it anyway, that sort of thing. There's something that is within you that everyone does not have. How did you find the funny?
I was very fortunate in that I saw them. I'd always been attracted to comedies when I was growing up, so sitcoms, movies, people like Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, I was always big fans of. And I was a very quiet child, but I had sort of a small, dark sense of humor. And then it was released during high school, during a school play. That's where I still remember that moment of getting my first laugh and going, oh, this is what I want now forever. So just got into theater, and then I saw a demonstration of this thing called theater sports, which was improv, and then that set me into a whole different direction.
And the rest is history. Let's talk about your new show, because this, I think, is going to appeal to so many different audiences. It's called Old Enough, and it's a take on what we might have seen from a Japanese show before, but you are the narrator for those who have not heard about Old Enough. Let's talk about the premise.
It's a very simple premise. It's children doing chores, having to have it. It's their first venture by themselves to either go shopping or deliver something to a family member, completely on their own, total independence.
Oh, I'm looking at this right now going, no, don't go out the door by yourself.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's always one parent who's, okay, this is a good thing for them, and one parent going, no, it's too soon, it's too soon. But I think they're all surprised by how well the kids do and how, just how proud they are that they have done this, and they're, you know, a step closer to being grown-ups.
Before you write in, we should preface it with there are a lot of security measures in place. You know, there are cameras kind of hidden and people that are on the streets that are actually part of the production. So don't worry about that.
Everybody in the neighborhood knows what's going on. So when they see the child walking by themselves, they're not panicking. The storekeepers, so they're very protected.
Did any kid ever go, wait a second, and like Truman Show moment and go, I see a camera, what's happening?
There have been times where, because all the camera people, all the crew are disguised as city workers working on internet, and every once in a while the kid would get a little lost, and so ask them. So it was their chance to get their actor card, give a little acting as I'm just an internet person. But I don't think any of the kids cottoned on. They were so focused on, well, when I say focused, they were focused with sidebars to, oh, a puppy or something like that. But
squirrel.
Yeah.
It's interesting because there's this fine balance between being this helicopter-y parent, as they say, or one that just says, go, be free. So for you, when, you know, with your daughter growing up, where were you in that spectrum?
Definitely, probably more to the helicopter-y area. You know, it had taken us a while to have a child, so when it did happen, we were very protective. My wife, Deb, was better at saying, okay, we have to push her to do stuff. So the first day, she walked to school by herself. Ooh. Deb was 100 feet behind, hiding behind mailboxes.
Of course.
Because she's smaller.
she can hide.
But I really helped, I think, give Kinley a sense of independence. And, you know, when she was 17, she went down to New York to go to school. And, you know, we were terrified, but she was confident in what she could do.
Yeah, there's something about finding that balance there, but also you know your kids best, right? Like you understand where the independence comes in, and maybe where they need a little bit of help, and that's where there's something so charming about this show, because you really see the parents figure out, whoa, I didn't realize my kid could do that, or the kids being so proud of themselves with their siblings, saying, wow, protective of one another and being there for one another, which is also the beauty of it. Seeing that family dynamic. Yeah,
and I think also they learn when things go a little wrong, they don't quite fulfill, it's not soul destroying. It's like, this was a mistake, did we learn from this? Of course, now next time. So it's nice to not be, oh, I gotta get this right, I gotta get this right. It just becomes, I'm part of the family, I have to do this chore.
Yes, I love it. Old Enough is on TVO right now. Very quickly, you are so busy right now, and you said this was going to be your quiet year. Just joking. You're always on the road. Where can people see you fall, winter? I know you've got a lot packed.
Go on to the website improv.com. Asad Meki and I are doing our Canadian tour. We're doing some Toronto dates, I believe. And Brad Sherwood and I, colinandbradshow.com, we're always doing something. And then, you know, if you stop me in the street, I'll do a quick 5 minutes.
You'll do that just like this. Okay. Improv, by the way, hypnotism and improv, what could go wrong? A lot of things, but it never does when you get to deal with Colin Mochrie. Thank you so much for joining us here on City News 24/7. It's a pleasure.
Always.